The Nation of Islam has never condemned Islamic Arab enslavement of melanin-dominant humans, but they are very quick to castigate Eurogenital atrocities. They are very silent on the digging up of our ancestors in Hamid, but what we know is that the Nation of Islam know about these facts and many other facts. But why do they keep quiet? All we need is personal conviction of our ancient greatness and powerful, irrefutable past as the tonic and the reason to discard, reject, and abhor Islamic religion, even if it produced giants like Muhammad Ali, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, or Louis Farrakhan. Our topic today is why not Islam. We want to offer a few reasons why every melanin-dominant human being should loathe and discard Islam. To be totally free and liberated from Islamic spell, there are a number of reasons that one must be in touch with and know continuously, non-stop. These reasons are: Islam is not a religion of peace. Islamic invasion of Africa. Arab Muslim enslavement and hatred of melanin-dominant human beings. Newcomer, same as Christianity and Judaism, and the source of the Quran. First, the reason that Islam is a religion of peace is also elaborated by a number of prominent figures. Here is what Muhammad Ali said. He said, "I believe in the religion of Islam. I believe in Allah and the peace." Let alone did he know or was he aware of the fact that Islam does not mean peace. It means submission. The word peace for Muslims has a different meaning. Peace, according to Muslims, will be achieved when everyone submits to Islam. Muslims cannot offer you peace. They can offer only truce after your defeat and your surrender. In their minds, peace will be achieved only when you are subdued and they are the masters. Any other arrangement is not Islamic. Here is more proof that Islam is not a peaceful religion. In their book, the holy book, the Quran, their so-called holy book, Surah 2:191, it says, "And kill them wherever you overtake them." Here is the sword verse, Surah 9:5. It says, "When opportunity arises, kill the infidels wherever you catch them." Surah 3:28 says, "Muslims must not take the infidels as friends." 3:85, "Any religion other than Islam is not acceptable." Surah 5:33, "Maim and crucify the infidels if they criticize Islam." Surah 8:12, "Terrorize and behead those who believe in scriptures other than the Quran." Surah 8:60, "Muslims must master all weapons to terrorize the infidels." Surah 8:65, "The unbelievers are stupid. Urge the Muslims to fight them." Surah 9:123, "Make war on the infidels living in your neighborhood." Surah 47:4, "Do not hanker for peace with the infidels. Behead them when you catch them." This is not a religion of peace. Master the truth that being Muslims is not indigenous. It is proof of being a conquered individual. No matter where you are, as long as you follow Islam, you are saying, "I am a conquered individual." It's not your fault. It began in history in ancient times. That's why today we find that the members of Nation of Islam, it is preferable to blame the West and concentrate on European slave trade rather than talk about the past crimes of Arab Muslims. The lingering question still remains: why are students not taught the long, widespread, and lethal roles played by Arab Muslim destruction of African civilizations? Here is the answer. Most Muslims, the majority of white Arabs, they come from Rome. The white Arabs are Europeans. Islam was first spread by Arabs. All North Africans became Arabized in names, just as the Turks had before them. Hamid was also Arabized by Seljuk Turks, showing here. The invasion did not come from Arabia, it came from Turkey. And this is where the Seljuk Turks came from and spread all over the world. You can go to North Africa History, Real World History, www.com, and you'll find a lot of information about this. Number 3 reason why you must never follow Islam is that the Arab Muslim enslavement is based on hatred of melanin dominant human beings. You can read this book to get more information, and you can see all these images that we are showing here. And this is a wonderful book also by Ibn Warraq. He's an Iranian writer, fantastic, full of evidence. And also this book by John Alembila Azuma, The Legacy of Arab Islam Africa. You have to read these books that we show you here so that you stand a chance to your path in this salvation of our race. Arabs and their Muslim allies were the first to make use of large numbers of sub-Saharan black Africans as slaves and sold them, and introduced Europeans to slavery and the profitable of slavery and the use and abuse of us. They developed a long-distance slave trade which began in the 7th century. So it started earlier than the European, American or West Hemisphere enslavement of our lands and our people. This is third reason why you should never ever believe that when you follow Islam you are doing what is right. You are besmirching and pouring scorn on your ancestors. So they moved millions of Africans across the Sahara Desert, the Red Sea and Indian Ocean into North Africa, the Mediterranean and Persian Gulf. Although over a much longer period of time and comprising far more females, the number of Africans exported via these trans-Sahara or Indian slave trades probably equaled or is even greater than those of transatlantic slave trade. And this is an image, this illustration of the slave market of Cairo, which appeared in Egypt and Nubia from drawings made on the spot by David Roberts, 1846-1849, and demonstrates the long history of the slave trade in North Africa and Middle East. See, this is one major reason you should never entertain this religion. This is how they treat you. This is how they see you. This is how they kill us. They don't care about you. They don't love us. They will never appreciate anything that we have done. These are their hordes and attacking and killing our ancestors. Unfortunately, we've got our own sellouts. Most of the time, it is only our own brothers that turn out to be violent perpetrators of these belief systems, like this man here of Boko Haram, and this man here, the greatest sellout of all time, Tibo Tip. And organizations like the Nation of Islam will really change. In fact, we can see signs that they're actually going into codes with sororities that have not changed our life but continued to oppress and suppress us. Here is Louis Farrakhan joining the Freemasons. It's very, very, very shocking. The number 4 reason why you should never follow Islam or entertain it, because Islam is a newcomer. Same as Christianity, same as Judaism, same as any other faith. That is not yours. You must never follow Islam. It's a Johnny came late, a brand of Christianity and Judaism. When you look at the timeline, you see that Islam came here 632 AD according to Christian calculation of calendar. But all these other religions like Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism are reputed to be old religions. They are not. They are very young. You can never consider them anyway. The oldest religion of all time is our own African belief system. They call it primary superstition. They call it animism or pre-animism, which goes back to 600 or a million years. Now, look, when you look at this and say, okay, I want to look at this. This is coming from this website, Proto-Religious Superstition. When you say, I want to look at this in terms of chronology and time, we are very conservative and now say, okay, this is 1 million years ago. And you got a religion that came 3,000 years ago and 1 million years ago. And you follow another one that came 632 AD. A few years ago. It means you are losing on your animistic behavior and the qualities and spirituality and totemism and shamanism. You are out of sync with all these, and you are trapped into these Johnny came late religions. You cannot even think about it. You can not even follow these religions. This is number 4 reason: time and the age. Let's look at the source of the Quran as the number 5 reason, and perhaps one of the greatest points here. We go to the author Ali Dasht, an Iranian thinker, who points out that the Quran contains nothing new in the sense of ideas not already expressed by others. We have already shown evidence and the proof that Islam came late here. So it regurgitates what Christianity taught, what Buddhism taught, what Judaism taught. There is evidence, clear evidence about that. The stories in the Quran, the moral precepts of the Quran are self-evident and generally acknowledge that they came from other sources, from the Jews and Christians, whose rabbis and monks Muhammad had met and consulted on his journeys into Syria, and from memories conserved by the descendants of these people of Ad and Thamud, Esh and Hamit. In the field of moral teachings, however, the Quran cannot be considered miraculous. Why? Because Muhammad reiterated principles which mankind had already conceived earlier, as we have already shown, from Zoroaster, from Kemet, from Moses, Jesus, Romans, Greeks. Many of the duties and rights of Islam are continuation of practices which the pagan Arabs had adopted from the Jews. Yet all these religions, all these ideas came from Hamit, from Africa. That's a fact. The Quran, in religious mythology terms, is a modified rescript of the Old Testament and New Testament, both of which themselves being monotheistic rescripts of ancient Parutema Hore, the book of coming forth by day, or so-called Egyptian book of the dead, via the invention of a new supreme God named Allah. We shall also show you where this Allah came from. It's not new, but it's just promoted. And a new prophet named Muhammad, who claims lineage from Abraham. Instead of falling for these rescripts and forgeries, why not simply drink from your source, from your ancestral source? Because if you do not do that, they fool you into believing that your history is devilish, just to keep you away from it. Go to this Twitter, he explains all that. A literal review of the Quran, but was it really inspired? Let's find out some more from Dasht. Ali Dasht, the author we have already introduced. He says the Quran contains many sentences which are incomplete and not fully intelligible without aid of commentaries. This is why we say it's not original, it's not inspired, it's not anything that you can jump to other than as a fad or as a fashion. It has foreign words, unfamiliar Arabic words, and words used with other than the normal meaning, adjectives and verbs inflected without observance of the concords of gender and number, illogically and ungrammatically applied pronouns, which sometimes have no referent, and the predicates, which in rhymed passages are often remote from the subjects. These and other such aberrations in the language have given scope to critics who deny the Quran's eloquence. This is important and very, very powerful. The source of the Quran, we continue. We now come to their divinity, or God, or Allah, as supreme deity in paganism, now co-opted and adopted by them. Even with the symbols, the name Allah comes from the word Il, meaning deity in the generic sense. The same root is shared by other Semitic languages, most familiarly in Hebrew, where you have got El, Elohim. In both cases, the generic name for deity, for a deity, was used for the deity as the religion became monotheistic. You give you the website where you can go. We continue with the Allah as the moon god and idolatry in face of the claims of monotheism, the Kaaba, that destroys them, totally removes them from anyone who says Islam is a monotheistic religion and comes up with these symbols, the moon, the star, and the Kaaba, is not saying anything sensible. Much like Yahweh, Jehovah is the personal name of the God of the Bible. Allah was also the personal name given to the moon god, the highest of the 360 pagan idols worshipped in Makkah, Muhammad's hometown. Consider what the pagan Arabians did to worship their moon god. Follow this carefully. They are Allah. They prayed while bowing towards Kaaba. These are the pagans in Arabia before Islam. The house of Allah, the mosque in Mecca, that houses the meteorite stone from space several times a day. Number 2, they visited this place once a year. The pagans in Mecca before Islam visited this place once a year and walked around the Kaaba several times during their visits, and even throwing stones and even kissing that stone. That's what they did. So how come you now come and tell us that you are a monotheistic religion when all your practices were performed and constructed and put into force by those that were not even close to Islam, the pagans? You might want to add more and share with us your pro-Afro content without undue hassles. You can do that in our 2 steps by visiting us on our website on marifado.com and sign on, and also sign into our app connect.marifado.com. We now have an e-library donated to us by a brother which I'll introduce in this on this channel. He has given us a wonderful donation of ebooks. So you can go to our website and download any ebook and study and become enlightened. Now, why should every melanin dominant human being loathe Islam? Islam is not a religion of peace. It destroys African spirituality by denying you ancestor and divinity reverence and refusing to teach you how to connect your soul to your life and spirit and to existence. Islam should not be your religion because it is still controlling parts of Africa and is still destroying our ancestors' heritage and graves. Arab Muslims enslaved us because of hatred. This dehumanized us, and they have not even repented, and they may not even pay any recompense because it will be astronomical, because the oil they are using is ours and the resources are ours, and they've built cities in our homes without our permission. It's a newcomer religion, Islam. It came yesterday. It's a copycat filled with errors and filled with the innuendos and the war. So the source of the Quran is that it's a book that was not inspired, but that crafted stuff from many other religions. These are the major reasons why, when you look at the nation of Islam and how they cannot turn around and teach the truth, is because they are locked into the frequency of Islam, of Allah. And therefore, they can't cut the tree that they are standing on. In conclusion, therefore, although all we need is conviction of our ancient greatness and a powerful, irrefutable past, and the difficulty is in putting this theory into practice. That is what matters most. In this way, when we put this theory into practice, we can become great in our own capacity or as a race, and we'll never lose that greatness. One principle we learn from our ancestors about this is that whenever you have this knowledge, do not be arrogant because of your knowledge, but confer with the ignorant men as with the learned, for the limit of skill or art has not been attained, and there is no craftsman who has fully acquired this mastery. That's why it is important to put theory into practice. So when we put this theory into practice, we gain mastery. So when we discard Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, and anything else, and adopt what is ours, we become masters of this great and powerful past. We have a lot to share. And we want to thank you for subscribing to our channel, Hamid Ibru Ethics. And we are saying, send us an email on join@marifado and let us walk this journey together. This preacher Rabbi, Elem Tumizulu Galt Mjakanja Kun Ken Mskan, saying till we meet again, Siabonga, Tatenda, Henkos, Asante Sana, Edupe.